Hi friends, it's Robin with PaleBird Designs, and welcome back to Basics Bootcamp Tumbler Edition. This week I'm talking about how I use my mica powders mixed with my glitters to make custom colors. It's going to be a long one, so let's get into it. So I'm using this floral vinyl from the glitter guy, and I want my glitters to match, so I'm using these 5 colors, which I'll list in the description below, and I'm using rainbow ice. So I use about 10 milliliters of glitter. To start, because this is basket weave, I won't need too much glitter, and I'm going to start with a little bit of dark purple mica and a little bit more of light purple mica and give that a mix and see what I think. I like to keep the vinyl close by so I can compare the colors. So if I have to go a little bit darker, I can. If I want to go a little bit lighter, it's quite a bit harder to do, but I'll add some more rainbow ice and then more of the light purple. But that's why you want to add just a little bit at a time of the colors, because it's really easy to make it darker, but it's a lot harder to make it lighter. So I'll do it a couple of times depending on what color I'm trying to make. And I just want it to be similar to the vinyl I'm using, and I want them to have the same shimmer. So that's why I chose rainbow ice as my base, because it's a really pretty opal glitter. And I'm just color matching with my micas. So let's do the blue one really quick, or greenish teal, whatever color you'd like to call it. And I do go back in later and make a gold because I decided we needed 4 colors for this pattern, and you'll see me make that one later on. But there you could see all the colors match really well. So we're going to wrap our tumbler now. And this is tacky tape from the glitter guy. I like to wrap it around the cup, tape off the top and the bottom. I do fidget with it quite a bit. But I tape off the top, the bottom, I lay it flat, and then I'll take my razor knife and just score about an inch away from the edge, peel that up, roll my cup, take the tape off the top and the bottom again, push down my seam in case it's sticking up a little bit, and then I peel and slowly roll it towards me while pushing down, and this usually gives me a super straight line without too many issues. So now that that's done, we're going to start adding our vinyl to our basket weave. And I do skip through quite a bit of this because it is quite a long video. But I'll start out with the first couple sections, we'll zoom through to the end and move on to the next part. So I just add a piece at a time. I like to start in a corner so I can line it up a little bit more. And as long as you don't press it down right away, it is pretty forgiving if you have to peel it up like I did just then to replace it. Because I did start out with the incorrect piece at the beginning. That first piece that I put on is supposed to be glitter, so I do go back in later and change that out for the piece next to it that is supposed to be the vinyl. So you just have to watch out while you're doing it, and unlike me, because I was worried about recording, check your first piece, and normally I start with one of the big triangles so I know where I am on my sheet, because it's really hard to see before that. Now that we've got all our vinyl on, we're going to go ahead and make that gold glitter color because I decided the pattern needed 4. And I'm glad I made the choice because it is beautiful. This one I'm only using rainbow ice and I believe it's the magic gold yellow mica from the glitter guy and a little bit of the neon yellow. Just because I thought it needed a little bit extra. And then I did add a touch of a brown mica just to make it a little bit dustier to match the vinyl. Now that that's done, I went ahead and marked all of my sections with marker so I knew which ones to take off, so it was a little bit quicker. I like the tacky tape because you can easily write on it and it doesn't come off. I'm going to sprinkle the whole cup with rainbow ice to fill in any gaps that I might have. And then we're going to go ahead and start with our purple mica. So I like to take off all of the purple pieces at once, and then I will go over it twice while brushing off the excess in between, just to make sure I get a really good coverage and I don't get any other colors in my purple or my other colors. And same with the glitter when you're doing bursts or tacky tape tumblers. You want to go from your darkest color to your lightest color. So you'll see me put on the first layer of purple I'll brush it off with my brush, and then we'll go through and do it again. And I make sure to do it, like I said, 2 times before I move on to the next color, just to make sure I'm not missing any spots. And I do have to scoop it up a little bit more because I did make small batches, but I didn't want to have too much left over because I try to use it all, but normally it just sits in little cups around my craft room. So that's why I only use the 10 milliliters of the white glitter. Then once we've got all of our colors done, I did get a couple areas where I pressed my finger or I brushed it too hard that got a little bit flat. And since I didn't use a super sparkly color, I did decide to burnish it all. So here you'll see me go through and flatten out all that glitter to give it the burnished look. I do flip to a glove, but just so you didn't have to watch me do all of that, I just flattened out all that glitter, and then we're going to go ahead and put our first layer of epoxy on it. This also makes the first coat of epoxy really easy because the glitter is nice and smooth, and we're going to go through and pinstripe it really fast. I like to just start at the top and gently turn my cup as I'm leading. I do use nail tape if I'm not cutting out my own vinyl. I love this little hollow nail tape. I got it on Amazon. It works really well, and I don't have to worry about it too much. For my weaves, I follow my pattern and just lightly press down on the edges with my X-Acto knife on all 4 seams for all 4 squares, and then I'll go through and just lift up the pieces that I cut off. Super light. I don't put too much pressure. I don't want to cut my fingers or anything like that, and this stuff cuts through really easily. So then I have all my weave patterns. It's super quick and easy, and it's ready for its next coat. So I went off, I taped the bottom, I spray painted it blue, I added a little circle of the vinyl at 2 1/4 inches, and then in the last coat of epoxy, I'm going to add a little bit of the cherry ice mica just to give it a little bit extra sparkle on that bottom that I added, and for the vinyl to have a little bit of an extra shine. I know, sorry, the last part of this video kind of went a little quickly. Hopefully I answered all your questions. If you have any more, please let me know. The biggest thing is you can make whatever color you want by mixing micas into your ices, and it's stunning. So thanks for hanging out. I know we talked about a lot of stuff. If you have any questions, let me know. See you next time. Bye, friends.